when I get inside I call it wedding photography bubble, when I can have a back pain, I can have belly pain, I can have nausea, whatever. But when I start to photograph, it goes away.
It's like such a hard job and it's so stressful. And like before we go, that's all we think about is, oh my God. And we're like, and then while we're doing it, I don't know about you, but I feel calm no matter how crazy stuff is. It's not just the camera and like move, whatever, it's my soul. And I think pretty early on, I knew that like my lifestyle and who I am and how I walk through this world is a huge part of my work. I'm training for my wedding season. Just like a basketball player is going to train for his season.
What I'm going to do, how many weddings I'm going to be able to photograph, how much energy, like all these questions, and you go like, what else we can do in the business, like evolution in the business too. And you've been the queen of like creating so many, I remember when I was like a new wedding photographer in San Francisco, saw your videos on YouTube and go like, there was nobody else. You and Jasmine Star, that's it. And it was like great. You're a visionary.
Thank you so much. I mean, it's really, that is like the kind of whole world. And I have to tell you this cute story is that I was watching you on Instagram and I'm like, I remember it was around the time that you came to Beverly Hills Hotel to shoot. Do you remember? I don't know when that was, but I was just like, oh my God, I love this, because a lot of like American photographers will go to Italy, but not so many Italian haircut, And so I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I love this for her. Like, this is great. So I DM'd you and I'm like, I'm just like, you're killing it. And then you DM'd me back. And I remember it was, it's been a little tough since the divorce and all that kind of stuff. So just feeling a certain way that day. And I remember I got this DM back from you and you're like, well, I learned it from you. I've been following you forever on this YouTube. And I was like, and it really made me cry. I was like, oh my God, like that is just, it just felt so good. It just made me feel so good to know that like, oh my God, we are connected in some way, because I was really moved by you. You see people all the time on Instagram, but I was like, oh, this girl, like,
yes.
When she's shooting, she's in it. Like, I feel her. It's coming from somewhere inside of her. It's not like, it's definitely like all in. And I'm like, oh, I can feel her. And then to know that we were connected even before I knew we were, I'm like, oh my God, it's so sweet. So that was amazing. And I wanted to ask you too, like when you were talking about this, how you feel since the family's come in, does it bring any extra stress? Do you feel like, because I know it's exciting and that you're like, I need to be like, I'm going to be protecting my family, but I'm so curious because we do hear so much about how the woman is feeling because she's pregnant. She has all these feelings, but you don't really hear so much about the man besides I'm excited. But do you feel like, is it a little extra stress? And
honestly, for me, it's not stressful at all. It's more about, A is coming, so prepare for it. And that's useless to me. Like, what's that going to do? There's some things I can prepare for now. Like I can do my checklist. I can get ready physically, emotionally, mentally to some extent, but it's going to be a completely new ball game when she arrives. I don't have a playbook for this, and to prepare, and then we just take what comes essentially. So I'm not putting my time to stress or worry about it because I don't have that time. I don't have that luxury. Focused, get things done. Let's go.
But you spend the time to prepare yourself.
Yeah, for sure I prepare, but I think it's different from stressing or worrying about it. I think preparation is key. So at least I'm getting myself ready to some level, and then I have no idea what to expect when she's here, because like we have a dog. I guess that's similar to some extent. Somewhat similar.
Like, I just love your answer. That's amazing. It's like, that's how I would want a partner to be. I wouldn't want a partner to be like erratic and crazy. I'd love to hear someone that's like, no, we've got this. Like, it's going to be challenging, but we're prepping, and there's nothing I can, I don't know, blah, 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 but I'm going to be prepared and we're going to see how, I just love that. So good for you.
Podcasts, I got my books, I've got my TikTok and YouTubes and whatnot. And between some combination of that, between the two of us, as long as we don't drop her, we're all good, like we can do that much.
No, we're not dropping. It's a support. There are some days that I'm down and they go like, yeah, I need, but for some reason, this pregnancy gave me the balance that I didn't have before. It's crazy. I wasn't a balanced person at all, like ups and down. And now I go
I
like,
knew it.
okay.
I knew it. There was something off, wasn't there?
Those extra hormones. But, I mean, I'm so curious too, Lily, is like, how has it been shooting pregnant?
Let's say, so I just was shooting until I was like first trimester, and it was uh, interesting because like you feel everything you feel when you're pregnant. Like as the manual said, you feel sick, you feel tired, and like, and you go like, no, no, no. You are a photographer, and people expect you to have this energy. Like you're the energetic wedding photographer out there, and you know, I, when I don't know if it happened to you too. When I get inside I call it wedding photography bubble. When I can have a back pain, I can have belly pain, I can have nausea, whatever. But when I start to photograph, it goes away for some reason.
So like in the moment, you're so present to be there. You're like, world, push it away, full steam ahead.
Yeah, it's like a beautiful thing. Beautiful, because I think we're putting our full focus on the other person or whatever else is going on or something else. And there's no more focus left to focus on our pain, if we're hungry, if we need to throw up, if we need to go to the restroom, if our heart is broken, if this just happened. It's just, and it is really, that's why it can be weirdly addictive. It's like such a hard job and it's so stressful. And like before we go, it's like, that's all we think about is, oh my God. And we're like,
Yes.
ah. And then while we're doing it, I don't know about you, but I feel calm. No matter how crazy stuff is, I'm okay. You know,
Yeah.
afterward, I feel like I got hit by a truck. And then people are like, I can't believe that you would want to go do that again. And it's like, yeah, but it does. It gets you. And there's this thing about the cycle of wedding photography too, where I feel like it's like, you know, it's our own little projects. And so different from editorial. Cause I mean, as much as I love shooting fashion and editorial, I just feel like these wedding projects are like, you know, it's so much goes into it, you know, the vision board and this and everything, what's going on, like your team, and it's all you that's putting everything together. Then you're there and you execute and you're a choreographer and you're, you know, just an art director. You're doing all these things. You come back and then you're editing. I mean, it's just crazy. And then you get to put a bow on it and it's like, wow, that was my heart and soul that I just put into that. And it's crazy, but it's so hard, but it's, gosh, it's a good fit for me. That's a good job for me. Good fit.
How do you feel about it? Like, do you still feel like those butterflies every time before? It's like they never goes away, right? Never.
I'm so curious if it does to some people, because for me, like, it's like butterflies, but also stomach ache. You know what I mean? I'm like nervous.
Nervous. Why we never get over about these nervous before
Like,
photographing a wedding? I don't understand. Like we have the experience right now, right? We know what we're doing.
It's a bit of human nature, isn't it? You always have that little fight or flight moment, like what do I do? But you know, I think experience, it goes away really quickly, especially for you two. You know, with Lily, it's like I remember before those butterflies maybe wouldn't leave all day, or they'd be there until a couple session or something.
Yeah, the couple session was my moment where I need to get it out from my, and so I had to wait until the sunset when I stopped to stress out.
yeah.
Right now, you know, it's just the moment before where I stay quiet, I shut up and go like, and then you go inside and start of the show.
Yes. Yeah. You know, I can definitely agree. I can say that these nerves and these like butterflies, they're always there. Plus, we have a lot of things, even besides just shooting, to worry about. I mean, we have a team to make sure everybody's good, make sure traveling is okay, all, you know, all the things. But I do feel like probably 15 to 20 minutes after I get there, it's work. And so then it does become more like you're saying, it doesn't matter what I look like, doesn't matter how comfortable I am, like we're in it. Now we're good. But that first initial of like, hi, I'm Jana. Like, I hope you guys like me. Are we good? Like, you know, that whole thing. It's like, you know, I'm extroverted, but I can be introverted too. I can be shyer. I would want to shoot all the time, but like meeting new people all the time on top of that is a little bit, it can be a little like it's just an extra thing on top of it.
Yes, but I like that you can be both. Like it's true. Like depending from the situation. Like it's not introvert or extrovert, and that's it. It's like depend from the situation when you are. And the wedding, there are so many situation, unexpected situation that you go like, okay, I'll deal with it.
How do you keep your energy up when you're traveling around the world, when you're changing locations and cities? How do you keep yourself recharged, one, to do your work, to be a photographer, be the creative director, art director, and how do you stay recharged just for yourself?
In the beginning, I struggled because in the beginning it was, gosh, everything was happening really fast, and it was really, it was like, how do I say? I was just taking like everything basically in the beginning, like everybody does, which you should, because gosh, I learned so much. It was incredible. But then I think when you start charging more and then you start understand that this is now a career, then it almost becomes like more serious. And then you start to understand that like you have this huge responsibility. And like, then I started to understand that a lot of what goes into my work is me. It's not just the camera and like move, whatever, it's my soul, And so I think pretty early on, I knew that like my lifestyle and who I am and how I walk through this world is a huge part of my work. It's a huge part of photography, And I think it's so funny because I think that's a huge part that like people don't think about all the time. I think photographers probably think about that because they can feel it in their body and they know what they need. But I think it's an interesting thing that I don't think clients are really kind of put that together. So anyway, to answer your question, I think having a lifestyle, like for me, mornings are like so important. I get up and I journal and I visualize and I pray and I meditate and I'm like take a bunch of supplements and I work out. I'm just doing all these things to kind of like keep my head like I need like wholesomeness, like pure stuff. I need things to like be coming in that are good. I need inspiration. I don't need to be watching the news all the time. I need to go to museums, look at things. My lifestyle has got to be more in line with like love and beauty and me looking for beauty all the time. Like I love taking really long walks through cities and, spending a lot of time alone too. I think spending time alone because sometimes, when we're with other people all the time, it's like we're depending on them to make decisions or we have to always make decisions with other people. But I think also being a person who's decisive is really good for like being a wedding photographer, really good for being a leader and all those things. And so you can practice that a lot being alone. You got to make your decisions. You got to make your mistakes. You got to own up to your mistakes, all that kind of stuff. So, even like when I'm working out all the time, it's so funny because I'm like, I'm training. I literally tell myself I'm training for my wedding season. Just like a basketball player is going to train for his season because he's getting on his plane every week and he's going from city to city and he's doing his thing and he's really good at what he does. And he probably obviously gets paid really well for what he does. And so he has a responsibility. And so I guess that's just kind of the way that my brain kind of goes about the job. It's just like I kind of think of it as like we're professional athletes in a way. And we got to take it that serious.
That way, and I absolutely love it. From what I gathered from that, I heard two things. I heard intention. You're doing things deliberately with purpose to be present in your own life. And I also heard emotional intelligence. Like you know who you are. Like you're very true to them.
Yeah, thank you. And that takes work.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. How do you when we're young and in high school, just be yourself, right? And telling that to a younger version of ourselves kind of gets lost on deaf ears because like, oh, who am I? Let me go try to find someone to be cool or let me try to imitate somebody else. But this sounds like the exact definition of that. And what's that process like? Is it through the experience? Is it through just everything you've been through?
I personally, like for me personally, I think there's no doubt it came from pain. Like pain sometimes bulls you up and it can turn into passion, And so definitely my household when I was growing up was not stable. Like that's why I was like hearing you talk about how you're preparing and you're just so stable and you're not stressed or worried. It's like so stunning and glorious. But yeah, so I was raised in a household that wasn't super stable and whatever. I think probably most of us were at our age. And it's definitely not so. I've forgiven my parents and I love them so much. And I I have even got to this place where I feel like I chose my parents and I chose my obstacles, and because I knew I was strong enough to handle those. But definitely from a young age, oh my God. Yeah, there was like, I live in a small town and everybody knows everything that happened. And it was like, there was some embarrassing moments happening, around my small town with my mother. And so I still had to, go to school with a smile on my face and do my best and do all the things. And it just helped me to just, it helped me, I think, in two ways. It helped me to be so embarrassed, and like ashamed and have to deal with that like at a young age, but still have to show up anyway.
Yes.
And so that was like a good like thing that you have to do, because you show up and it's going to be okay. Like you survive, you're going to be okay. And then the second thing it really taught me was to have empathy for what other people are going through, that like, you might look at somebody and think that, oh, they have it all, or they're fine, everybody's fine. Like I would probably in high school look at the people that it looked like their family was like together. And like one thing I always had was like in my head, I'd be like, they probably sit down and have dinner, and her socks are probably like matching in her drawer. You know what I mean? I would always have this like, they're so, such a put together person and have such normalcy and whatever. But then, the older I get, I'm like, God, we all have our own struggles, and nobody is just waking up every day and like just so pain free. You know what I mean? Like we have it, and it can either drive us to like I was saying before, kind of have the energy to get over these mountains, or ask for guidance. Like, what should I do here? What do I do? And maybe kills the ego a little bit when you have that sort of pain, I guess, in your life.
I think people can take it one of two ways. They can either take it and take it as an opportunity to, okay, how do I manage and deal with this situation? Or you can take it the other way and go, this is too much, it's not fair, and you go down that spiral. And it sounds like you chose the far more, you took the long-term journey in life. Like you seem to be very emotionally intelligent. You understand. You've been through a lot of pain, and through that you became this beautiful person. That direction.
I think it was the most difficult direction between the two.
Yeah,
Because you could
both parts.
stay in your- yeah, you could stay you could stay in your like a situation and say like, okay, it's okay like that. That's my life, instead of choosing the most difficult, in my opinion, situation, and then let you look at you where you are. So
Was that inspired by?
What a good example.
Was that inspired by? Was that inspired by anything?
Just sort of, I guess probably like mostly growing up in my household, my whole goal was just like, I want like a more stable household.
Yeah.
I want something that's like going to be calm, more stable. So that's the only reason I left. The only reason I moved to New York. It's not because I didn't grow up like wanting to, go to New York and do all these things. I actually just wanted to be a dance teacher in Alabama. I was like, I want everybody to call me Miss Jana. And I wanted to live like down the street from my mom and ask her if she had like extra bread. I just wanted that like lifestyle that I had in Alabama. But then I could see it just, I was like lots of drugs in my household, lots of, it's a small town. I guess people get bored. I don't know. But
Yeah.
just that kind of stuff. And so I just had to go, so I guess that was the catalyst to like get me out. And then when I got out, oh my God, like this world is interesting, and all the different people and the different things and different cultures, and golly, the different studies. I've studied so many different like religions and all of these things, and oh God, just learned so much about the world because I left. And I know that people can do that. They don't have to leave their hometown to do that, but like that was my experience. So I guess just being a person who's kind of making their way or whatever, I guess it kind of inspired me to then figure out what my path is going to be, and then what kind of person I want to be, and how I'm going to try my hardest to go through the life and world or whatever, but don't always win at that. I've definitely failed so many times, and there's been so many things that I wish I would have done better, but there's always moving forward.
Did no, you go how I go. I'm so many questions for it. Did the photography help you to survive?
I feel like saved me, like literally. I was so thankful. And I remember before I fell into it, I would like I was waiting tables, and I was making great money waiting tables, and I had a cute life. You know, always try to have a cute
Yes.
life. You know what I mean? Because no
Yes.
matter tables or what you're doing, or if you can travel or can't or whatever, I just, so had a cute life. It was cool. But I was like, I just remember in the shower, I would always like pray, and I would say, like, I don't have to do a certain thing. You tell me what to do, and I will work so hard at it. You just tell me what to do. Like, I'm open. I'm not trying to have an ego. You tell me, like, God, universe, whoever, lead me. Like, I want to be a vessel. Just lead me. And photography happens so fast. Oh my God. And I feel like since dance, so I was a good dancer when I was like in high school, but since dance, oh my God, finally, I was 28 years old and finally I was good at something again. Oh my God. It was like the
I
best feeling
know.
ever. Oh my
I
God.
yeah. People are dependent by you. They want you. They ask your opinion. They want you as a photographer. You, Jana, nobody else.
It was like
Ah,
amazing.
but
Amazing.
on the other side, you never thought about it's too much. I can't do it anymore.
No,
I
I've
need.
never thought,
Okay.
this is too, well, at the end of a wedding, at the end of a 3-day wedding, when I'm laying on my back, I think this is too much. I can't do this anymore. And I think to myself, what am I doing? And I'll always look at my second shooter. I'm like, are we out of our minds? Like, are we absolutely crazy? Oh my God. It's,
Yes.
physically, it's crazy. But no, I haven't really thought about other things that I should be doing or could be doing besides this. I actually just think of how can I stay in this? Like, it's such a good fit and it's such a blessing. Like, I want to stay in it and I want to get better and
Yeah.
better and better. And so that's kind of,
I feel like wedding photography potentially has an expiry date, or do you feel like there's a date you have to be done by?
you know, I that is such a good question, and no one's ever asked me that question. But I can say that I think about that sometimes for one reason. The only reason is because our clients they kind of stay at a certain age, but we do get older. So I'm like, And so instead of letting that scare me, I kind of think about like the wedding photographer I would want. That's, like J-Lo's 55. She's awesome. There's women that are like,
Yes.
it. So it's like, what kind of photographer would I want if I was going to go for somebody who is like that, more been around the industry forever, just like so good, known for being so good at what she does. Just so then it's like, I imagine what that photographer wears, how she wears her hair, how she looks, how she's aging, what she's doing. And so I'm trying to kind of picture myself as that person because I don't want to stop and I don't want my age to make me stop. And I am curious about that too. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, like, if there is a stopping point or whatever, but I do think what's really important is to keep ourselves relevant and let people know, I might be in my 40s, but I'm still on Instagram. I'm still working out. I'm still doing what I do. And I'd be a great fit for your wedding. This is the work I do and whatever. So, but I do think physically, Lily, what do you think about like on physical, like still at 44, I'm good. I'm really good after a wedding, but I don't know what it's going to be like 10 years.
I don't know. I feel like physically, of course, mentally is like with these things about social media that are happening in the past 5 years, and like I feel like I need to be more than just a wedding photographer nowadays. Is that is okay? I need to create content. I need to do this. I need to put together that and to stay relevant. I agree with you. We need to stay relevant. Otherwise, like there are gonna be. We need to fight for our space. Um, what I think is that like for me, I need to slow down. Probably did too much, or way too much. I didn't leave for. I leave, but I leave for the business for the past 10 years, and thank God Vic was with me, so we can live together. Great, amazing, did amazing experience, but I feel like I need to like, okay, you get your space out there, you own it, and now also I want to see wh- what is gonna be, what it can be an evolution of Lily Red. I feel like sometimes they need of how can I help the other people in a different way.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. And your intuition and all the things, especially being pregnant and like creating life, all those little ideas that come up for you, girl, heck yeah, because you are yourself. doer, you're a generator. You both together are. And I think that's so beautiful. And I love the openness where you're like, where will it go?
Like what else I can do? On the other side, I have a Vic that it never stopped me. So it's gonna be like he never say to me, "No, this is too much." No, listen, like, let's do it. So I go like, okay, like why
Great.
I'm like why? But it's like I feel like this want to, I don't know,
It's
change.
it's evolution, you know. I hear both of you, you know, for you, John, it's like I'm not going to be the same photographer, same person in 3, 5, 10 years. I'm going to be someone who's like time. You're going to be someone who's timeless and always wanted or desired. There's so many famous photographers. You have John Dolan, who's not that much more senior, obviously, but you have the famous fashion photographer Annie Leibovitz in line around the corner wanting to work with her because she's an icon, right? And you transform yourself into that iconic version of yourselves. People are like, I don't care how, I just want her, you know, like that's it. That's such a cool thing
100%.
to chase. I don't think people realize that. Like when you're creating this business, you're really creating a brand around yourself. It's such a personal. People want the vibe and style you've got, and it can be like years and decades.
And Lily, you know, and both of you guys, something I've been thinking about lately, because I hear what you're saying. You're like, I need to slow down. I'm doing too much and all that stuff. Because there was definitely a moment where I was feeling that. And but something that is coming back around for me a little bit, like I'm going because I see some photographers that they can like live in Oregon and like don't put anything on Instagram. And then all of a sudden you see they're shooting like the biggest weddings ever. Or they can live like, you know what I mean, in little pockets of the world and they're really quiet, but then they're like shooting these huge crazy weddings. And I'm like, that is so good. I want to be like them. But
Yep.
then I'm kind of like, you know what? I don't think that works for me. I've tried that. I've been trying that more actually for a few years to be like a little bit more quiet, very like internal, and then go shoot big huge things. But I do even it's just a recent like revelation that I'm having is like, oh, well, for me, my clients, for whatever reason, they do need to see me on social.
Yes.
They do need to see me. So that's my lot in life. My clients aren't the clients that want me to be like want to just think that I'm like sitting at like a sitting in the country in a field making my own sourdough bread or whatever, just being really quiet. My clients like to know that I'm like busy, happy doing things. And so, you know what? Cool. I'll do that. And yeah.
Because they hire you. They
Yeah.
hire your photos. They want your photos, but they want you to be there to take the photos. And so I think
Yeah.
it's great because you're unique.
And I think the reason I even said that is because I feel like that's the same thing with you. Even though you have this like desire, you're like, I just kind of want to like disappear for a second and just it be about my work. I think, but you're so special. You know what I mean? You are special, and watching you shoot is special. And just you like having that experience of you is special. And
Yeah.
so I think that you can just be, if you wanted to take it back a little bit, whatever, but I just wouldn't recommend doing what I did, which was I sort of went all the way back. And I don't recommend that because I think that just being the people that we are, it's not a bad thing. Our work is great, but also our person is like, it just happens to be something that that people kind of, it's like the reason that they say, you're the only one, or I'm getting you.
I feel I got my year of backing up a little bit in 2023 after the super boom post COVID, all the weddings and being everywhere. In 2023, I kind of say, like, okay, I don't care about social media anymore. I don't want to post every day. I just stay stick to photograph the wedding, be the best of myself. But I can do
Yeah.
anything else anymore beside that. And I feel it. I didn't like it. I want it, but I didn't like
Yes.
it.
You want to express and be and
Yeah.
put yourself out there and feel like if you want to be on Insta stories, be on Insta stories. If you don't. Like,
Yeah.
just like I think we're going to have a little bit of that vibe where we can be structured, being like, we're going to be super structured and super on it. And we're going to show up at your wedding and kill it. And your edits are going to be on time. It's going to be awesome. But I also think there's a part of us that's like a little free and wild too. So it's like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? To be able to have that and express that and not be so like weird about like either I have to post on Instagram or I shouldn't post that on Instagram, but be able to be yourself and be free. It's like we don't want to lose
Yes.
that. I feel like I lost a little bit of
Absolutely.
that. That's okay. It's coming back, but I just don't want you to lose that. So, but you're not. You're killing it.
I think you need energy. Like if you believe in energies, it's like energies and auras in people, right? And so energy
Yeah.
needs energy to feed. And so if you don't, the
Yes.
energy, you feel like you're cut off from it, you're like, you start to retreat a little bit. And once you realize that you are the ball of energy, like you just keep unleashing it into the world and people love it.
Like even surround yourself by people that energize you. Sometimes me and Vic struggle a little bit because we live like in a small little town outside Como. And just talking with you, for me, I go like, oh my God, yes!
Oh, I
It's
feel the
gonna be
exact
great!
Yeah, it's gonna be great because it is. We really do. Some of my girlfriends that are in this industry that are like we're really close. When we really get serious about it, we're like, you know what? We don't have to be scared about booking jobs, about anything, because we can do that from our couch. It's just about
Yes.
manifesting, right? It's about knowing exactly what we want, being committed to doing the best at it, and that stuff starts coming. But in that meantime, it's like working on our life force and our you know, making sure that we're prepared for the thing that comes. It's a beautiful way to live. I really, and it's so funny because it's just so connected to the job, to the wedding
It
photography
is.
job. So much bigger than just showing up at a wedding and shooting a wedding. It's like,
It
it's
is.
so much bigger. It's like, do you think some people do just show up and shoot and they don't really care? And it's like,
Yes.
I'm just taking
Yes.
exact photos. It's just photos.
Yeah.
It's,
You know what I've seen through photography, my first life and career was like electrical engineer, and that was slowly but quickly taking the life out of me. And so
oh,
for me, what I've seen photography is personal growth. It's personal development, personal growth. It gives you the opportunity and access to it. To your question, do some photographers just take photos and leave? Yes. And you can see that them as personally, emotionally intelligent, intentional people is not there. So I very much believe that when you become a better photographer, or you start to rise through your ranks, or you start to own who you are as a person, you're going through that personal development and work at the same time. And when you're not being intentional with your work, your photos, you're just hitting click, you're not doing that personal development, and it shows.
so true. It's so true. I love that we're like on the same wavelength here and that we're all in total agreement of it. And even something that you just said to me, it's going to help me actually starting tomorrow, moving forward, just with my Instagram and stuff, is that I just love that you said that it's totally connected, because a bride that I loved, that I wish I had her every single weekend, um, just beautiful. Her husband's on a TV show, like perfect bride. But I remember her saying to me, "Your photos are beautiful, but you know what I really liked?" And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "I really loved the quotes that you put on your
Hmm.
Instagram. That's what made me really drawn to you." And I've got to remember that, because totally, I was so diligent about that because it was coming from this place of like, that's how I live my life. That's what I want to share. And then when I started getting a little bit like, "Ooh, I'm going to pull back," I stopped doing that as much. But you know what? I'm going to start doing that again because it's so true. I'm going to own that. It just is. Our job
Yeah.
in self.
You put out, the energy you put out is what you're going to get back, isn't it? It's so funny. Like when
I
you
mean,
don't believe it, you don't believe it, and then you do it, you're like, it works. Right?
it really, it's so interesting. And you know what I found too is that when I was married and I had that support from my husband, it almost made it easier to do things like to show up on social media and to like post things, because I thought to myself, I don't care what anybody else in the world thinks. As long as he loves me, we're good. I'm going to be like, we're good. And anybody can think I'm stupid or silly or whatever, but like he loves me, so we're good. So I feel like I'm trying to get back to that place now, but it's like there's no he loving me. It's just the person in the mirror. It's just like if as long as I love
Wow.
myself,
What a
it's
deep connection with yourself. Wow,
gosh,
that's amazing. That's even better than somebody loves you because you find the answer to yourself, like you rely to yourself. Ah,
it's yeah, it's like I swear, I feel like sometimes your world just gets smaller and smaller and smaller, but until you're forced to see that. And it's something I always knew. Oh yeah, I gotta love myself. But I really did give like a lot of power to my husband, and he's a wonderful man. We're still very good friends, and but the truth is, he kind of did give me the confidence to do the things that I was doing because he loved me, and I felt that and I loved it.
yes.
And so moving forward after healing or whatever, it's like the only person here is me. So I'm the only person that, you know, that I get to care what thinks is me, you know, in that way. So it is hard, but, and makes you
For
feel kind of insecure, right?
sure.
You know, just kind of, I think it takes practice, just like everything else. Practice, keep going, keep going, you know.
Wow. No, it's powerful. I bet
Right.
this impact like every part of your life. How you look at
Yeah.
yourself. How do you want to exercise? How do you decide to run the business for 2025? Is it's you, it's you with yourself, and go like, okay, well, what we are doing. Brava.
Yeah. But not to say that, like, but I do congratulate you guys on what you have, because I think it's beautiful. You know, my journey's just been a little different. And I guess my lesson was, okay, now you're doing this and you really got to trust yourself. But, but everybody's lessons are different. And I think it's stunning to have a partner with the same mindset that, like you said, I loved it when you said, he's not going to tell me to stop, which I think is
No,
wonderful,
no.
you know?
Sometimes I wish like, or sometimes I say to myself like, I need to be more independent from him in a way that is easy when you work together to keep on asking, because I think he has the best answer than myself. Challenge here.
Sure. I mean, those are really like that's I think that's really cool. But as long as you just always remember, I think what happened in my marriage is that we started taking each other for granted a little bit. So okay. We just did. We both admit it, and that's okay. But so your skin is glowing, just so you know. I mean, wow. Wow. Like
It's I don't know. It's gonna be like this for the next 3 months, and then we'll see what happens.
so what is the exact due date?
April 18.
Beautiful. So she's gonna be like a little Aries baby? Or
Aries and what's I don't know what the other one is in the other.
and
It could be a fish.
that's gonna be
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it's gonna be right now. Is thinking about, okay, what is going to happen on our weddings. I ask the moms, like, mama has to come with me to photograph a wedding, to photograph. I mean, not to photograph, to take care of the
Of course,
baby, of course.
of course. Yeah.
Vic is gonna be there.
Yeah.
Like, so many questions. I will be able to do it. Yes,
Oh,
that's the
I
answer.
think you're going to be so proud of yourself too, because I know my second shooter, Vivian, who's been with me for 14 years, she's gone through 2 pregnancies, and she really was like, it built her confidence. She was like, I am a badass. She's like, I've got this belly and I'm out here and I'm shooting, I'm doing this. And she would literally even ask me a few times, can you take a photo of me like in action? I want to be able to show this to my kids. And I'm like,
I
heck
love
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, we
I
traveled
love
everywhere
it.
when she was pregnant. I mean, we went to Ireland. I mean, just all the different places, and yeah, it was great. Like I just love that, and I love seeing women do that. I'm like, but also if it's like your body's not feeling that, I think it's really important to take care of what you're
I
feeling.
know.
But it's gonna be awesome, and you're gonna have all these cool memories and BTS photos of what it's like to be an artist mom and an artist dad. You know what I mean? How you're making it work, and I just think that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Proud
no,
of.
it's good. It's good. I feel like I'm more responsible, and somehow like, okay, I have to do this. I'm going to do that, and how I'm going to plan the next month and after the delivery. Something that before was like, oh, who cares? I don't know whatever is going to happen. But now, no, 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 and it's good. Like, it's growing up. Is next chapter
Yeah.
of life. Va
Yeah.
bene. I mean,
Oh
without
my
losing the
God.
fun. Without losing the
Oh my
fun.
God, it's gonna be so much fun. She's gonna be the coolest little San Francisco, Lake Como,
Oh, wow.
cool,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like such a cool little worldly, I don't know. It's gonna be so cute.
That's what we
Yeah,
were
I'm so
talking about
excited.
earlier today. It's like who is this person going to be? A bit of American, a bit of Italian, European. It's going to be. I feel like I didn't start my personal journey, my personal journey in life till later. I didn't start learning about myself, about how to become a better person, or realize I didn't know everything till later. So like communicating
What
those
is
lessons.
later for you,
I
Vic?
mean, 30 essentially. I mean,
Okay, because
let's be
it
honest here.
feels like,
Let's be honest, 30. I didn't
okay.
I didn't start my personal growth journey until that, if even. That's being generous. So it's like all these lessons and traumas and pains from childhood, from what my parents did and not wanting to go through that. And then like okay, I've just sort of learned a whole lot and opened so many doors. Like I have now shortened that playbook for somebody else potentially. It's like here's my it's without birthing them though. It's like preparing them to be better humans and more emotionally intelligent, because I think the previous generation just didn't appreciate that and how important it is.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with you like 1,000%. Just the way that I see my sister and my friends talk to their children, talk about their children, teach their children. I'm like, this is just heaven on earth, especially seeing my sister's household compared to like, because I was raised with her, we were raised together. And then to see how things are so different. Oh my gosh, the kids get so much physical love, verbal love, support, check-ins. Like they've got
Yes.
love coming from everywhere. And there's like so many pictures of me hugging them, my sister hugging them, and I just, oh, it's so different than the way we were raised, and it's like a beautiful thing because I know that
Yes.
it's not just my family. Like I know that so many people our age have, or my age or my sister's age, had felt that pain when they were a kid and they didn't want that as for their children. So they're really taking that action. And it's so, I think I'm so proud. And so that's what your little one's going to have. That evolved household. She's just going to be feeling loved and supported and seen and heard, all kinds of things.
Take
And
whatever
like,
our parents did with us and
do the
change it.
opposite.
I mean, to some
It's
extent,
okay though.
yes, right? Yeah, it's the opposite. We've learned from their mistakes, so we don't have to pass
Yeah.
those on
let's say that.
generationally.
Let's say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
100%.
So that's what photography
So,
feels
yeah.
like to me. It is that personal growth journey. I'm not a great
I love
photographer.
that. And I've never heard anybody say that. And I've always just kind of felt it. And
Yeah.
I thought, oh, does it sound weird? But God, it's not. Oh my God. And I would always imagine too, like photography wise, I always kind of imagine my life a little bit swimming upstream. I'm like, dang, man, I'm like struggling, like always trying to, I'm here, I'll work, I'll learn, I'll do whatever. I don't have an ego, like I'll do it. And then photography came along and it was like, oh my God, it's like I'm going with the stream. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. It was like letting out like a deep breath. And then, yeah. So, yeah.
All those
And then, but
challenging and things that are happening and problems, like truly photography makes you growing up. If you embrace like we did and we do every day, it's like makes a problem solver. Like I realize that whatever you're learning in photography, you're bringing in life, and you be a better person. Like what a job!
yeah, what a job. And how fast it does kick you into that, like taking responsibility, not taking things
Yes.
personally. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It's like, it's amazing because like a wedding day is insane. And so to go through that day and to really be able to not take anything personally that happens or is said to you or the way
True.
you're treated or whatever, it's like it's helped me grow so much in relationships outside of
Totally.
work. Because it's just like I can see that other people are just dealing with like what they're dealing with, and a lot of people's issues are that it just belongs to themselves, and we can just keep going. So yeah,
Dealing with wedding drama.
so much wedding drama, yeah. But it's part of it, and it's great. But I think, thank God that these days, most of the people I work with, the drama is a little lower, unless it's very serious, and then it's like boom, and then we all know to
Okay.
like, you know,
Yeah.
No,
I
sure.
feel like that's the reason people hire you all, because they there's a certain expectation, a level of professionalism, being present and not having drama. That's one
yeah.
of the perks of being more in touch with yourself. You realize like you don't actually have any drama. You're good to
Oh
go.
my God.
No.
And I was actually on a wedding maybe 2 months ago, and I was so shocked. It was so interesting. The bride's mother said to me, you were so sweet. She goes, the person who photographed our other daughter's wedding was so mean. It was a man, I don't know what. He was so rude, and he was so worked up the whole day. And I felt like I couldn't come to him and talk to him or see him, or he wasn't smiling, nothing was going on. And I was like, wow, that is so interesting. Like, I just thought it stuck with me because I was like, I could, if I wanted to, and I'm sure you could too, on a wedding day, I could be sitting there like, really
Sure.
judgmental of every little thing that's going wrong, every little thing that's not my job that I'm doing in whatever. I could say all the things. I could just, but I don't know. I don't know if it's like a female thing or just whatever, but just that being not part of it at all. Like I would never be rude to somebody on their wedding day, obviously.
No,
But
absolutely. I think we give ourselves for granted sometimes. We go like, okay, everybody's like us. You'll be surprised.
yeah,
Yeah, it's fun. It's
I
funny.
guess, yeah.
I feel so I feel so sad for people who don't feel the same way. Like
Yeah.
what are you going through to not be just full of joy or like be a positive source of energy or be something like warm and kind. Like what are you going through? That sucks.
I mean, I can definitely say that there have been times where I'm driving to a wedding where I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this today.
Yeah.
Like this
That,
either
that
happened
that's
or that
Yes.
happened.
yeah, that I definitely feel
Yes.
But I
bad.
do think it's part of the job. It's part of the
Yeah.
job. It's like, this is not my day. This is not my wedding day. I don't get to come in
Yes.
and have any of that. And it's so weird because like through my life, it's always, not always, but so many times when there's like something going on and I'm shooting those weddings, those are the weddings that always get published. The ones where I'm like in pain. I'm like, why is that? But I'll look at them and I was like, oh my God, my heart was so broken that day. Or I was going through this thing and I just heard that thing about my mom or this thing about my dad. And it was like sad. But I think because of the pain, you just have to focus so much more because you don't want to feel it. You just got to, whatever. And
Yes.
those weddings, that's like the milestone ones that get
What a
published.
beautiful things you say. It's like you escape from the reality going to a
Yeah.
wedding, right?
It's true.
Like you're going
Yeah.
in this beautiful world where everybody's happy. People like feel empowering you. They love you for who you are. They give you the
Really.
power of choosing everything, and you go like, that's make my day.
And they already know
I
that you're good. And they're dying for you to take their photos and their friends
Yes.
are dying for your photos. You know what I mean? That's the kind of vibe I love, I've definitely shot
Yes.
some celebrities where people were like, why does she have a camera? Why should she take my photo? And I'm like, oh, this is not my style. I definitely like the people that want their photo taken,
Oh, yeah.
more than the ones that
No,
are like,
for sure. But there's been time for me too where when like I can't do like let's be honest. There are some days that like sometime it happens like I can't do today. I don't feel like I don't have the energy for some sort of reason for what happened at home, for discussion that I have and then it's back to this photography bubble when you go like all right, let's do it. It's just even the bride they say like, hi, I'm so excited for you to be here. I turn red and I go like, me too.
totally. And then right after that, everything is good in the world. You're like, you're just, yeah. I told
I love you. I love you so much. I'll do anything you want.
we have so much in common. I love it. It's just, I wonder what that is. Is that people pleasing? What is that? Because when somebody is like, thank you for being here, I love you, I'm just like, you appreciate me? I will bend over backwards and do flips and do all the things, But I don't know if it's a woman thing. I don't know. Because I feel like my team is the same way. Like when we get there and people are so nice and just like so thankful that we're there, I can feel my team members coming up going, I love this couple. Like, oh, I love them. Oh, more like this, Jenna. Let's put more people like this and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff, Just from being thankful and sweet. And I'm always thinking, gosh, if these clients only knew just with their little bit of encouragement, how much it's affecting everything and everybody here,
Yes.
that. So I guess we
Oh, they
do.
will
We
love.
like our compliments, don't we, Lily? We like to be needed and wanted and
We
compliments.
need compliments.
Hold on. I'm writing notes here. Give compliments to wife. What else? Keep us
Yes.
going.
Where's
What
the
else?
affirmation? Because
Yeah.
if you notice, me and Lily, when we're shooting, we are spitting out compliments. We're telling them, you look, this looks great. You are awesome.
Yes.
And
Oh,
so
yeah.
many times in life, it's like where a person puts their energy is what they need. So many times, we need about one shoot a month of us standing there and somebody telling us, you look amazing. You got it. You are amazing. Best in the world. Best thing I've ever seen in my life, Because in the
After
moment,
10 hours of wedding, you go like the makeup is melting, you look exhausted and tired and sweaty, like you look amazing. Yeah.
Words of
like
affirmation.
1,000.
Okay.
Major. Because I know, because I see some photographers that don't really talk when they shoot, but I know you and I talk the whole time that we're shooting. But we're meaning every single thing we say.
Yeah.
Because I did have like a temporary assistant once, and she said to me, God, you really gassed them up. I'm like, what does that mean? You know? And she's like, encouraging them. And I was like, what's that? And she's like, yeah. But it's so funny because I won't even remember what I'm saying. It's just really what I'm thinking in that moment. It's like, oh, you look at the camera and it's like, oh, and you think they are going to die when they see how great they look. So it's just awesome.
It's funny. It's funny. I don't realize how much I talk too.
Yeah.
And last year there was this guy filming me this challenge of 5-minute photographing this couple, and I realized how many times I say fantastic, like fantastic, oh fantastic, oh that's fantastic, and they go like how my couple can handle myself. Like, how can they handle me, say these words, say this? I speak so much.
But it's that quote. Is it the Maya Angelou quote that says people will not, they'll forget something, but they'll never forget the way you make them feel. And it's so, I really have been thinking about that a lot lately, because I'm like, because they'll say that. They'll go, gosh, you made me feel great. You feel good when you shoot with Jana or something. But now all this thing's starting to come in my mind, and I'm starting to like really take ownership of it and go, oh, that's why. I use extra energy. I give a compliment. I'm talking to them. I'm going up and fixing their hair. I'm doing this. It's a little extra energy, but it's working. Yes. It's like, it wasn't a plan that I came up with. Like, oh, I'll talk and do this so that this happens and that's better. It just happens to be like that. That's just natural to me. And I understand now that is making them feel like taken care of. And like encouraged.
And beautiful.
And beautiful.
And beautiful.
Do you know what your superpower is, Jana?
I think my superpower is posing for weddings. I think that would be posing, or making my people feel comfortable in front of the camera. I think that making them feel like, I've got her, so she's really focused right now on making sure that I'm gonna like be looking good in this, and so I feel like they can they trust me. I think that would be my superpower. Yeah. How about you guys?
I think energy. Like sometimes I call myself Pikachu. I give the energy and like pump the couple in a way like, okay, let's do it. And somehow it will drive into like, okay, we are comfortable. Seize energy, my superpower.
And we're on this thing together. And
together. I constantly tell them, like, I'm not just a wedding photographer in front of you. It's just Lily with you on this day. So, Vic, what is your superpower?
Great question. A superpower, I wouldn't call myself fearless, because I do have fear, but I'm just too stupid to pay attention to it. So I don't know what that means. Like,
I love that.
I don't know what word describes that. I don't want to live in regret or fear, because I did that for a long time, and now that I don't have to, like, why? Like, I'm good. Like, I'm good with what I'm doing, and I'm willing to take a chance to try it, because I know the alternative is the same, and that's not where I want it to be, or where I want to be, right? So, what word describes that? But it's not fearless, because I have the fear, but it's like I don't careness. Stupid. I don't know what the word is. It's
like stupid, always like ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
I used to tell myself that.
Yeah,
like I wanted that, because if you think about it too hard, then you're going to come up with all the reasons that you can't succeed.
Yeah,
but it's like, why do you think about it? Sure, I can succeed. Of course. Yeah. So it's just like ignorance is bliss. I used to always say that in the mirror. I'd be like, ignorance is bliss. Just go do it. Go do that YouTube video.
Yeah, just go do it. Yeah. You have no reason not to. Just go do it. Like, you can either talk about doing it. You can either complain about it and talk about what you would have done, or you can just go ahead and do it. It's far easier just to go do it.
And do you feel like the more you just do it, that you build more confidence in your life? Because every time you just do it, it's kind of working out.
Yeah, I think when you take this fear and you become stationary, that's usually when things start to go wrong. Almost, it's when you take those steps and you do something, you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. And then it opens up other doors and possibilities, and then that just keeps going. But when you stop moving, or you stay stuck, or you stop growing, you're like, all of a sudden the world becomes a little bit closed, a little bit smaller, and things start retreating, I feel like. And so it's always been a point of, let's just keep going. Like, the doors keep on opening. If they don't open, we'll just go down different roads, different paths, and open up other doors. Like, why are we going to take the time to get stuck? Like, you can get stuck, and then you're just going to waste years, and you're going to look back and go, I should have done that 2 years ago, when, like, that sucks.
Amen.
That sucks so much to feel that.
Amen. I love that you're saying that. Like, 'cause I've experienced what you're saying on both ends. I've experienced going, just do it. And then I've experienced the frozen, where it's like, I'm scared. And then the world starts to, get a little smaller. And I'll tell you, oh my God, the other one, just do it. It's so much better, because it's so much more childlike, and it's so much more trusting. And you're just you're like, okay, the idea came, I said yes, and we're going to do it. And like, because it's not just us, we're co-creators with the universe, so the idea was here. Somebody sent it, and it's like the ones like us, I'm going to just say that I'm like you guys, that will listen to that idea and go, okay, let's do it. I might fail. Okay. Probably not going to.
Yeah.
Because everything I do is gold.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say, little things like that to myself too. Everything I touch turns to gold. Just so sort of just like I do with my clients, I'm encouraging them all the time. You're gorgeous, look beautiful, the best ever.
Yes.
In my mind, I'll do that to myself, Like, cool. Yeah, everything you touch turns to gold anyway. So it's gonna be great. No, it's just kind of encouraging to go. But I love how you
mindset.
Yeah. Ooh, gotta work on it, right? God. I wish that we could just have this mindset and it would stay there forever, but I feel like it's a daily thing. Well,
It's a daily thing. No, it is. It is. It's like, okay, all born with it. And so we didn't make so many mistakes. I feel like I grow up just now, in the past few years. And I'm 39.
That's beautiful. But don't grow up too much, because I love you being you. You know what I mean? But I think that he's not going to let you change any of that.
No, it's like being me, more conscious, more fearless, maybe, in a way that you see me in front of the camera, and then there is like Lily at home, which is also Lily down moments, Lily questioning about herself, Lily wondering what she's doing. And now I feel like I go, okay, I just do it. I do it. I do it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's awesome. That is totally awesome.
It's great. It's great.
Do you have any advice for yourself from I feel like every time we turn around, like every 3 months, every year, I feel like there's a different chapter of life we're in. Do you have any advice for like a previous chapter of yourself that you wish you had known, or you wish to impart on somebody else?
Yeah, I think something I sort of touched on a little bit here with the help of you guys explaining what y'all were doing, is when I talked about taking that step back, like I've done in the past few years, because I was embarrassed probably that I was getting divorced, and I was ashamed that like I'm in the wedding industry and my marriage wasn't lasting. There's a bunch of stuff that I was just telling myself, like, people are not going to want a wedding photographer that's divorced, because it's going to be like bad luck or something. So instead of just like owning it, for a while I was like trying to hide about it, and then I don't know, I just didn't know how to like continue to put myself out there after just losing a lot. It was just kind of stinky, and so I just kind of, instead of expressing myself and staying like on social, making it about work and all that kind of stuff, I sort of retreated a little bit. But I do think that in those times that that you shouldn't retreat, because like you just said, your world gets like a little bit smaller, and then all of a sudden, these opportunities are not going to come knock on your door. They have to, these days, people have to know that you're like on it, you're on social, you're here for hire, you want to be around, you're the type of person who will go go speak places and stuff like that. Because otherwise you're not just going to sit in your place and somebody's just going to come ask you, So I do think just being mindful that keeping your momentum going, I think, is like really good. And just relationships. I think one thing that I did is like, I have like genuine friendships with people that are wedding planners. And I don't think what I've realized is that like me having actual friendships with them maybe had some other wedding planners feel like they couldn't reach out to me because I was like in a more of a clique of certain people. But it was just so real and like actual real friends that I'm like, oh, it's not a clique at all. And like, I'd like always want to work with other people. And these wedding planners always work with other photographers too. Like, oh my gosh. But I do think just knowing like what you're putting on social, like we can have awesome wedding planner friends, but we don't have to always put that on social media like all the time,
Yes.
because that I do think it has made other planners be like, oh, that's whatever. So I would just, those are a few things that if I could do it again, I would probably be a little bit more business strategic about it, because I'm a person like I will work, I will post, I will do all this, but I'm not crazy businessy. You know what I mean? When it comes to like raise $500 every time you shoot, or do this for your business or that for your business, I'm more about the actual work and about actually living. I wish I had a little bit more of a business mind, but the things I do mostly is like fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing like YouTube used to be fun. Everything was just fun. Instagram used to be fun. And so, yeah, just looking back from a business perspective, I'm like, oh, I see how that could look a little clicky. I see how this looks like that. And I see how when you are going through a tough time, like a big part of our job is to stay on social. That's a part of our actual job as a wedding
Yes.
photographer. So we just got to put on it's okay to sometimes wear a little mask and just keep it going, you know?
Yes.
So, but I'm like,
By the way,
you know,
Jana, from the outside, it seems like you're a super business person. Let me
oh my
tell you, you
you.
like for me, like you are.
Well, you and maybe I can be for certain amount, but when it comes to actual money, I'm sort of like, I don't know, somebody else handle that, you know. But
Yeah.
thank you so much. I mean, I guess the industry has forced me to be a little bit of a business person, but definitely the bigger part of me is still, I can't even think about the money really. It's like the doing, the like, oh my God, we're creating this. And I love working with other people so much. I'm like, oh,
I know.
the collaboration. It's like, gosh,
Yes.
I mean, if I just had a few
Collaboration.
girlfriends, we were just shooting a day and not making any money, best day ever. You know what I mean? Just creating and doing and playing off of each other. And we're going to leave wherever we were better. So, and how about you guys about the advice? I'd love to get some advice from you guys too, that you
Oh,
would give
Vic,
yourself.
for sure. Let's give her, start with your super amazing advice of the day. Phew. Go for it.
I would, the only advice I have for myself is going back in time. It's just, I wish I would have done it sooner. That's all. But I wasn't at that point in life. Like I had to go through the steps and the processes and got to where I got to have that transformation and change, right? I may not have arrived. Like I would have loved to have done it sooner, but I probably wasn't ready for that message to receive it. Like I could have heard it a million times already and just not been ready to receive it. So I guess just keep an open mind, right? You're not always right or not always like check yourself every now and then just to make sure. Because you don't know what you don't know. So keep your mind and eyes and ears open and just go forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I really wish I would have this, like some time I'm thinking about the things that I reach in my experience in the past few years. I said, like, what if I was 30, 29, and I get this experience? I would do much more. But I have now, so it's not the end of my life. It's the new beginning of the chapter of new chapter, whatever is going to happen. I just wasted so much time in the past to be worried about things that shouldn't be worried. That's bothered me so much.
Well, aren't you glad that you don't do that anymore? Because do you say you're just now turning 30?
No, I'm going to be 40. I'm going to be
Oh, okay.
40 this year. So like when I was 30 and all the 30, it was like this change of a person from like, okay, the 20, we didn't even consider. The 30 was still like, okay, what if? A lot of what if goes wrong? What if I'm not able? What if like,
Yeah, I get it.
you
You're
know,
questioning, you're not believing not trusting as much
no.
as you wish you would.
Thank God I have
I
Vic on my side. Otherwise, I would be like, you know? It's like, oh no, like putting myself in front of the camera and social media, what other people are thinking, and all these type of things that right now is like, I guess I'm growing up again. It's like actually gives me like unlock this part of my brain, and when I go like, I know, you know, I just do it.
Yeah.
I go and do it.
I love it. I love it so much because I can just connect with that so much because again, I think being in love is so beautiful and having that reflection reflected back to you. And so a little bit of that confidence does come where you're like, because the same thing happened in my marriage. Oh, it's just beautiful where all of a sudden I did start being in front of the camera more and I was able to do the talking videos and things like
Yes.
that because I did feel supported. And that is just, it's a beautiful thing to know that like we are better together. You know, everybody's in
Yes.
different times in their life. You know, like right now you guys you have each other. And right now I'm in a place where I'm in a little bit of, what do you call it? Like solitude or whatever, just like not wanting to date, kind of doing that. But there'll be a time where I have another person again. And it's, you know, everything I'm learning now, I'm going to be able to take there, you know, and
Yes.
vice versa. It's just a beautiful little thing. Life is interesting. You know, it's all just so, it's neat. Neato.
Lucky man that the one is gonna be on your way.
Thank
Very
you
lucky man.
for saying that. Thank you.